Good Monday morning. How are we doing? Today is January the 18th. Here in the United States, we celebrate Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We celebrate his life and his contributions to the civil rights movement back in the 60s. So here we are once again, another Monday. It's been a crazy week, or a crazy weekend. Lots of things supposedly almost going to go down and not go down, and all sorts of stuff. It's kind of a interesting week. Let's keep our heads on a swivel. Stay home if you can, as you probably should. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and give it a few minutes. Give a couple people some time to walk on in, get their cups of coffee. Good morning, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. Here for another Monday morning adventure. What are we going to tie? I don't know. I never know what I'm going to tie here on these Monday mornings. I always have a somewhat of an idea, but I never know until I actually sit down, turn around, and actually start tying. Got a couple of things pulled out, so we'll see what we got going on. So cold, cool day here in central Minnesota. Looks like we got just a little dusting of snow on the ground last night. Not much to even bother going out. I don't know, I might go out with the leaf blower. I got a battery operated leaf blower. I can just go out there and just clean out the driveway and whatnot. So, anywho, it's Monday morning. It's the beginning of a new week. I really enjoy doing this every week. It's a great way to start off the week. Everybody Monday has such a Mondays for whatever reason have a bad reputation. But for me here in this house, it's not so bad. Not so bad. But I don't know. Let's go ahead and tie some flies. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and flip the camera over. Switch that. Beep bop a doop bop. And turn on some light. And I've got my Kindle at the ready here. We'll see if we can't pull ourselves up real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah. Of course, it's gonna connect super slowly, so we'll just go ahead and start working our way forward with stuff we're gonna tie with. I don't know. Size 14 nymph hook. That seems about right. Start on a 14. See what happens. Could go bigger, could go smaller. I don't know. And I think I might want to zoom in just a little bit. What do you think? Oh, we got a few of us tuning in. Good morning, everybody. Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to say hi in the chat. Let's see, that looks a little bit better. All right. So, still snowing on Steve. All right. Hooks in the vise. Let's see if we can't wake up this Kindle again. It's saying it's not connected to the internet, but it should. All right, let's go with our purple thread, our Vivus 10-aught. It's a 10-aught, believe it or not. I love this kind of grapish purple. What do we got here? I got a little purple squirrel tail. We might incorporate that. Let's add a little bit of wire. I want to kind of tie this first one almost kind of like a little Ray Charles, a little sow bug, with some dubbing. I'm looking for some wire first. There it is, a little silver wire. And we'll just tie that in and we'll run that to the rear. We're going to be experimenting with some materials that I haven't played around with in a while. Why are you not connecting? Alright, so what I want to tie with is some baby bug back UVX black. What's interesting about this is it does have a little bit of UV resilience to it. And I don't think we need the full mile. It looks like it's all one big piece in the bag. Okay, we got that. I'm still messing around with my Kindle off to the side of the screen, trying to get my Wi-Fi to connect. Go back. Alright, it looks like it's connecting now. Let's go to my channel. There we go. Now I can see the monitor. Yeah, alright. Boy, this stuff is just leaching right off. Look at that. Oops. Well, we'll see what happens. I'll give this a little trim. Help us tie this in. Give it a little bit of a stretch, and we'll just make sure we got that tacked in there nice and tight. Alright, we're going to add a little bit of a dummy noodle, and we're going to go with the UVX theme and just go with some ET Silver Cloud. This is kind of a floaty, magical stuff. We'll add a little touch of wax. Why not? And we'll just get a little bit of dubbing. And what do we know about dubbing? How much dubbing do we want to use? We want to keep it sparse. Alright, let's work our way to the rear. And we'll just nutty a nice little thin noodle all the way forward. A little bump in the middle. Taper it down a little bit towards the front. I think that's going to be fantastic. Kind of a simple, basic, slim profile here. Let's do one turn at the rear. And then we'll start working our way up and over. This might be a little bit more appropriate on a little caddis curve. We'll see. We'll just pick this out and see what happens. We might want to add a little wing. I think I might add just a little bit of a wing to this. All right. Maybe on our next one we'll add a little touch of something. We need the popsicle stick for this one. I like that. Let's add a little dab of head cement up front. We'll do some Solar as bone dry. A little dab will do us. I'm just going to put it on the head. I'm not going to go over the whole body, just over the head. There we go. Can I focus a little more on the fly? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll zoom in. It seems to be a good remedy. If I can zoom in a little bit more, catches a little bit less of everything else. And here we go. Kind of like that. What do you think? I like it. It's pretty simple. But simple works most of the time. Part of the problem might be just signal and let's see here. Let's see if the machine tells me what I'm streaming at. Stream health. Not detecting any problems. Stream settings. It doesn't show what my output is. Concurrent viewers, chat rate, playback, analytics, stream health. Excellent. Stream status. Nope, we think we're good. Oh, Steve says we look good now. Okay. Let's go ahead and get back to where I can see things. All right. So I got a quick question I see in the chat. What do we got? Is there... Can I tell the difference between a 220 denier and a 6/0? Are there different ways of measuring gauge or something? Well, is there a gauge or anything? No, not so much. But like I have this little thread size chart. You can find charts like this almost anywhere. Um, but here I've got, a 1/0 thread, which you don't really ever see. A 1/0 thread would be equivalent to a 600 denier. A 3/0 is equivalent to a 180. 6/0 is equivalent to a 120 or 100 denier. 8/0, 10/0. So this 10/0 thread that I'm using, this Vivus 10/0, is equivalent to a 60 denier thread, which I have got a 70. Yeah. So the closest. So here is a 70 denier, and here is a 10/0. So these are relatively close to each other in size, but it's two different reference systems. It's like, but is there a way to just pick up a spool and know exactly what it is? If this label off the 70 denier were to fall off, for example, I've got this black spool of thread, right? It has no label on it, and I have no way of knowing exactly what size it is. But what I can do is I can compare. Okay, so this looks like it's relatively thin compared to this. And another way it's not so much the diameter or the size of the thread anymore. It's what the thread's made out of. You got, nylon, you've got silk, gel spun. I mean, there's probably more different types of thread than there are types of flies that you can tie. And so I'll go ahead and leave this up for just a second. And this is on the back of my business card, and I kind of biffed it a little bit. I should have drew a line. So it kind of has two different reference size charts. I've got bead sizes that what they are in inches compared to millimeters, and approximately a hook size suggestion. And hooks are all different. They come in different shapes, different sizes, different bends, different eyes, etc., etc. And whenever you look at a chart, it is exactly that. It's a reference chart. It's for reference. It's not the rule, right? And I came across this comparison for the thread sizes, and it's just kind of a way of thinking. If you see a 1/0, so the smaller the number you see there is actually 10. A 3/0 is 3 zeros. 6/0 is 6 zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0. So it's just a way of measuring and such. If you go to, I believe, UTC or Danville's, there's all sorts of different comparisons as far as threads and such. It can be absolutely overwhelming, especially as a new tyer. So, yeah, good question, great question. But can I tell the difference? Is there a way to actually measure? I don't know of any particular way to just pick up a random spool of thread and be able to identify it. I'm sure there's people that are out there that can do stuff like that. But me, I cannot. And it also depends on who you ask. Some will say use the biggest thread, the heaviest thread you can get away with, because that's what holds the fly together. And there's another school of thought that says use the finest thread, the thinnest thread you can get away with, because then I don't know. There's always a happy medium somewhere out there. What does this need? It needs a little something. I think we can find something to add on to that. Maybe just a little red butt. Let's do that. A little red tag end down the shank of the hook. Down into the bend. Now, just kind of going back to the thread. So I've got, this is a 70 denier and this is a 210, and just looking at the two threads side by side, you can kind of see the difference. And these are both, by the same manufacturer, and these are a floss thread. You also have a uni thread, which is also a little bit more tightly wound. So yeah, there's a million ways you can go with it. In fact, I'm just going to keep that red out. We'll start our thread up front. And this is that red 210 that we were just talking about. I'm going to tie this in. I'm going to go down into the bend just a little bit. And see, with the 210 floss thread, see how it just kind of split open on us? We're just doing a little back end. You know what, we can even just take this up here and whip it off. And where'd my whip finish tool go? See, I probably could have used the 70 denier for that, or one of anything. Let's add a little dab of, just add a little Sally Hansen's on the back end, a little bit of secret sauce, a little bit of insurance policy on that back end. Let's just do one little drop. A little dab of gluia. There we go. Now we can go ahead and tie this fly like we did the last one, which was a little bit of silver wire. Yeah, good questions. I'm always open for questions. I may not always have the exact answer, but I will always answer the questions to the best of my ability. Because I will never claim to know it all. That's not my role. In fact, I'm far from knowing it all. But I do have picked up a few tricks along the way. Just like I'm going to give my little baby bug back a little taper. Baby bug back, what's that? That's this. Baby bug back. UVX. This is from our friends at the Fly Tyers Dungeon. Let's tie this in. I capture it on the near side, and then I just kind of let it rotate over, and we'll give it a little stretch back. have an idea. I got this just sitting here too. Little dry fly hackle. You know what? We're gonna run that in the mix too. Let's just tie this hackle in. Let's see what happens. We'll do a little bit of hackle. We're just going to do a little light dubbing underneath. Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to thread, you know, look up Google fly tying thread comparison charts, size charts, and such like that. And that, I think that'll kind of help at least maybe find something you can copy down or print off. Because there's no way you can know it all. There's so much to it. I just need a little dab more. And right when you think you've got it figured out, there's something new thrown into the equation. Alright, let's bring this forward. I'm just going to kind of palmer that out just a little bit. I think when it comes to fly tying, I think one of the most important things is just, I don't know, technical end, thread control, thread tension, keeping things proportionate relative to itself. But as far as style and creativity, it's just having an open, engaged imagination, I think. Don't want to give that too much of a stretch. One full wrap at the rear. And we can start working our way forward with this. What exactly this is, who knows? But it is a fly and it shall catch fish, I do believe. And we'll do a little purple head up front. I don't know why that did that. That should be on silent. A little dab of head cement up front. Lock that in. That'll be okay. So underneath that hackle, we got that UV silver cloud Pikachuing through. Alright, I like it. It's a fly. Steve says he agrees. Finding a happy medium tying thread. A thread too large, yep, it builds up too fast. Too small, it breaks and it can cut your material. Yep, using the charts. Charts. Chart toppers. Alright, we're getting somewhere. I like those. We're going to keep evolving. We're going to keep tying. We're going to keep coming up with something just a tick different. I need to take a sip of my coffee before it starts getting too cold. The best thing is I have a travel mug. And when you're sipping out of a Yeti travel mug, guess what? It does not get cold fast. It just maintains. In fact, when I brew my coffee, I brew it, and then if I put it in this travel mug, I always throw a couple of ice cubes on top just to... I got that one little bump of resin on there. Let's see if we can't pick that off real quick. That was bothering me. Alright, let's do it. Size 14. R7 from our friends at Fly Life. We're going to maybe tie this one almost kind of like a nymph. Let's use a little bit of... What do I want to do for a tail on this? I think I'll just use some hackle. This looks like just some black hackle bits. We'll just use some black hackle fibers. How about that? Alright. That's something. UV goose biot. No, I don't have any. I don't think I have any UV goose biot. I do got goose biots, but we're just going to stick with this for now. Ooh, I have this purple calf tail. Might do something with that in a minute. Where'd my wire go? Here it is. We'll tie this in, and I'll do a little dubbing. Right there. A little dab of wax on the old threadaroo. And this is that UVX ET dubbing silver cloud. I mean, look at that stuff. That just glows. Doesn't glow, but a little tiny tuffa. A little dab of dub. Kind of like how the purple kind of Pikachu's its way through. We're going to go right to that 1/3 2/3 point. Good morning, Ben. Thanks for tuning in. Select this down. The silver wire just disappears in that silver ET cloud. All right. Let's get our little bug back. And we're gonna give this just a little bit of a trim. I like that Crayola tip. You could just probably go at a 45 or whatever you want, but I like leaving it looking something like that. A little anti-clockwise spin of the thread. Capture that. There we go. Alright, that's going to be a little wing case. And what else do we want? We need... Oh yeah, I was just going to do this hackle. This is going to be our thorax. Little dry fly hackle thorax. What? Can I do that? I think so. Well, if nothing else, I'm going to try to get away with it. A little high and tight haircut up here. All right. I'll kind of poof this in here. Not super dense, but I'm not going to be scared of it either. Just a little stretch forward. And we'll clean that all up. Okay, I see a little bit of that curved over, but I think we're going to do all right with that. And we'll give that a little dab of head cement up top. I don't know, not 100% satisfied with that one. I got another idea. I got another thing we might want to do. Kinda. We'll see what happens. Heck, we'll just throw that right on top of there too. Alrighty. Well, I don't know. It's a thing. It'll fish. That's about it. Alright, let's get something else going. Alrighty, let's do this. We're going to dispense of using that little bug back this time, and we're going to do this kind of the same thing. Not really. We're going to keep with the same routine of using some silver wire. Some fine, fine silver wire. Alright, here we go. This time we're going to use some Peacock Curl as our back. I don't know what I got. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. This will give us just a little bit more bulk. Let's break those tips off. And where'd that silver cloud go? I like this silver cloud. Let's get a dab of wax on. And a little bit of dub. A little bit of red mixed in there. I like it. We'll keep this relatively slender. We'll pick it out here in a minute. Alright, one wrap at the rear, and we'll start bringing those forward. Keep the material, the Peacock Curl on top. I like this because it has some natural element intertwined with the synthetics of the dubbing. Well, I think this is about as simple enough to work. By Jove. And a little bit of head cement up front, and this will be good to go. All right. And a little bit of Velcro to tease that out, and Bob's your uncle. I don't know. Tickle, 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 tickle. Just tickling the underneath. If I scrape this over that Peacock Curl, I might damage it, but we're just gonna maintain low tones, as they say. That was my band teacher in high school. He would always tell us, maintain low tones. Oh, it almost needs something. I don't know. I think we should knock out one more. And I'm open for suggestions. What do you guys got? Between Ben, Steve, and the power. A little thorax definition. Yeah, it does need a little thorax definition. I've got an idea. We'll add a little hot spot. Something. Add a little hot spot with something. A little something up front to make it pop. Okay, I got an idea. And it's a wacky idea. And it will very much likely probably not even work, or if it does work, alright, we'll start with our thread. Oh, you know what? With opal flash on the back of the thorax, what if we go with a little bit of alright, here's some little ice, white ice fur. We're almost going to tie this kind of like a little shipman's buzzer. I'm just going to take a little tip of this, almost like an antron. We're going to see what this does. So my plan is I'm going to have a little tuft of this sticking out up front and behind. So let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this. I think that'll do us just fine. Or maybe not out of both sides. Maybe we'll just have this sticking up front. Let's try that. This is ultimately going to go right about there. Let's get our wire in. And then we'll get some Peacock Curl. Yeah, one of these Mondays. And that's the thing though, is I could tie the world's greatest fly. Nobody ever catches on to the fly. Well, I don't know. It'll get lost to the... Alright, so I'm just going with three full-size Peacock Curls this time. 1, 2, 3. And watch this. Multiply by dividing. I'm going to make that into 6. Really didn't see much sense of chomping up 5 full ones to just get an inch. Let's clean this junk out. Oh, I get it now. Porpoises, like a dolphin, but smaller. Don't have a bill, and their teeth are a different shape. Alright, let's grab our ice dub. Not our ice dub, but our UVX Silver Cloud. I just realized I didn't add any wax, but it seems to be sticking alright. Not too much problem. Trying to keep it relatively sparse to begin with, so forget about it. A little bit thicker up, a little bit of a taper. Make sure that parks on top. This is what's going to hold that down. Some good old silver wire. Okay. Alright, now this is the beautiful thing. We're going to fold this back and we'll just build up a little head right in front of that. Uh-oh. Let's get a head cement on this quick, fast, and in a hurry. Broke our thread. And that's no good. If I was using a thicker thread, a stouter, it's just a little bit too much on the... Little dabs, little dabs. We're going to trim that front shuck off. Not off, but oops, down just a little bit. And then we'll tickle its belly. Now it's some sort of little emerger. There we go. That's our fly. That's our crowning achievement of the day. I don't know. It's fun. I'll tell you that for free. Sitting here just waking up, not just wake up, but getting over here and tying some flies and having a little live stream with my friends online. Always good to be here. Well, I think on that note, we are going to start winding down. So, well, I think that's been, we've had a good run today. Let's get this kicked off, that way we can get me back into the picture. Oh. Anyways, yeah, MLK Day, celebrate, honor, share some love, share some respect, be kind, rewind. I don't know. It might be a difficult week here in the United States. Keep your head on a swivel. You know, kindness, kindness, kindness. I don't know anything else beyond that. I'm gonna have to. I don't know why that did that. But anyways, yeah. That's all I can say. Be kind, rewind. Stay healthy, everybody. Please stay safe. Happy tying. Tight lines. Peace.